Hello, and welcome to another review. This time, I'm taking a look at the D-Arts Mewtwo. Mewtwo is the first Pokemon to be released in the D-Arts line. For the flagship entry of the Pokemon franchise into this line, does this action figure live up to the legendary status of Mewtwo? So, first up, let's talk about the sculpt of Mewtwo. Looks like Mewtwo. I mean, it looks very, very faithful to the source material. There's nothing to really compliment about it, because it's very basic. It's very hard to screw up Mewtwo. But all the detailing here, the eyebrows, chest, stomach area for the tail, looks fine. But in terms of the actual physical sculpt, this little cord tube back here, it is actually an entirely separate piece made of a softer plastic. So yeah, no worries about possibly snapping it or breaking it of some kind. Good foresight there. Paint. Not a happy camper. Let's talk about the good. Mewtwo's eyes. And you can already see a problem. They look just fine. No problem there. You can see he's got shading in between his eyebrows and on his shoulders. His arms, they look nice. Yeah, I mean, tail, it's purple. No big deal there. Tail joint's starting to pop off. But here's the problem. The quality of the paint. Showed you earlier with the eyes. Some of you probably saw it. There is some serious paint gunk. It's chunky. It looks like chalk. And it's not one area on Mewtwo, such as right here or up here. It's everywhere. It brings out the mold lines on Mewtwo, and it looks like a big piece of chalk. You can see all throughout here. Yep. On thighs. Chunk, chunk, chunk. See some slop here, and then what really makes my day is the back of Mewtwo's head. Mine in particular. Yeah, that's high quality there. High quality paint rubs. Chunkiness. You can see on Mewtwo's hand there. Yep. Yep. Not the best in terms of paint quality. So overall, for Sculpt and Paint, Sculpt, it's fine, it works, there are no complaints. Paint leaves a lot to be desired. But aside from the chalkiness, it works. It's good. Chalkiness kills it though. Next up, the articulation on Mewtwo. Start with the head, work down to the feet, then with the tail. Neck is on a ball joint. Basic but restricted in going back. Shoulders on a ball joint, restricted by the shoulder. But he does have a bicep swivel, so that does aid in the range of movement. Elbows are on a double hinge. Both hands are ball jointed, and each individual finger is ball jointed. It's pretty cool. Alright, torso. Mewtwo is double ball jointed. One here, one here. So it aids with really getting him to lean back. So he can look up, and helps him, sort of, looking down. The thighs are connected at the hips with a ball joint. Swivel hinge at the knee. And ball jointed little feet. For the tail, very similar to a Monster Arts. All of those little cuts, breaks up in the sculpt, ball joints. Good and bad because, this will not stay on for me. I have, oh, look at that. That kind of makes me wonder now. Huh. There's a 9 on the inside there. Huh, pretty cool. Anyway, the range of the tail is pretty great, like a Monster Arts, but sometimes portions will pop off. So yeah, you can get the tail to do that. You can get it to look upright. Lay down flat. Articulation on Mewtwo. Where it's not restricted, it's absolutely thumbs up great. So, what all does Mewtwo come with? Well, every Mewtwo comes with this. First, a display stand. As you can see, in terms of height, it's bigger than Mewtwo, so it is very large in surface area. And the reason for this is that Mewtwo, by himself, cannot stand without support, either from the tail or the included stand. And Mewtwo is very finicky because the claw for the arm doesn't like to support Mewtwo. So yeah, that works. Next, a Shadow Ball effect part. It's purple and blue and translucent. Very nice looking. And to go alongside this, there is a little hole in the bottom. The reason for this, there is an alternate hand for Mewtwo, which features a little peg. And this peg is inserted into the hole of the Shadow Ball. Not too well. It's more of a resting than anything. And for Mewtwo, you just pop the hand that you want off. Insert for the Shadow Ball. Lift it up. And there you go. Mewtwo's holding a Shadow Ball. And see, the cool thing about this is that the hands are interchangeable. So, regardless of the hand, it works. It's very nice. I like it. The only complaint is maybe this actually be more round and be a ball instead of a 2D looking object. I mean, it looks like the one that he used in Smash Bros. Melee, but it's nice. Now, if you receive the first production run of Mewtwo, which was available this past March, you will receive 2 more things. You will receive an additional Stage Act arm, and also you will receive a little buddy in the form of Mew. There's Mew. Now, taking a looking at Mew, a good look. It's nice for his first production run bonus. There's no articulation on Mew at all. Made of a relatively soft plastic. Paint leaves, like Mewtwo, a bit to be desired because you can see this giant mold line running all throughout Mew. But yeah, it's nice for a little first production bonus. And this little peg on the top of the Stage Act arm goes in the bottom of Mew. You want to do a nice display. Insert Mew. Get Mewtwo in there. Finicky. And there we go. That's not how I would have mine displayed, but yeah, it works. It's nice. Accessories, overall for Mewtwo, I'd say they're a hit. So, as most of you probably know, Mewtwo may be the first Pokemon D-Arts, but Mewtwo at this point isn't the only one. First, let's take a look at how Mewtwo looks alongside Charizard. I'd say it works. It's generally favorable. I think Mewtwo should be a bit taller, but my own personal opinion. And then Blastoise. That sizing works. I like that. So Mewtwo fits in well. Venusaur was just recently released, and I will be reviewing that once he arrives. But unfortunately, I don't have him now. To my understanding, Venusaur is about up to here on Blastoise, so that works. There are promotional shots of all four of them in one place, so see if you can find that to get an idea of how Mewtwo looks alongside Venusaur. Or wait for my Venusaur review. Final thoughts on Mewtwo. Overall, Mewtwo, it's a pretty solid release. If you're a fan of Mewtwo, you'll definitely appreciate this figure. But if you're not and you're just looking to collect them all, might be a little bit disappointed. Definitely for those that are fans of the series and not for people looking to get on, say, a hype train to get the newest, hottest release. For those of you that missed out on Mewtwo back in March, you will be getting reissued and released, I believe it is in November. So, unfortunately, if you get Mewtwo then, you will not receive the little Mew bonus accessory. So, if Mew is that big of a deal, then I would suggest hunting one down on eBay, because that will never be released alongside Mewtwo again in a new production run. So, Mewtwo has awesome articulation for what he has. Decent paint. Really good extras. And in terms of sizing, he goes along well with the rest of the D-Arts. The Pokemon D-Arts, at least. So, is Mewtwo my favorite? No. Am I happy with Mewtwo? Overall, yeah. May not necessarily be a legendary figure, but it definitely holds a solid spot in my collection.